I'm diving deep into the dark secrets of corporate catastrophes, and I challenge myself to expose the shocking details that no one wants you to know. When we think of corporate catastrophes, we often think of huge scandals, reputations in tatters, and lives left in ruin. But the truth is, these disasters don't just happen overnight. There's usually a long trail of decisions, actions, and inactions that lead to these devastating consequences. And that's exactly what we're going to explore today. Companies face a multitude of challenges that can ultimately lead to their downfall. One of the biggest obstacles is a lack of transparency. When decisions are made behind closed doors, and information is withheld from the public, it creates a breeding ground for unethical behavior and poor decision-making. Another common challenge is the pressure to meet quarterly targets and please shareholders. This can lead to a focus on short-term gains, rather than long-term sustainability and responsibility. Moreover, a culture of complacency can creep in, where companies become too comfortable and stop innovating, ultimately leading to stagnation and decline. And finally, poor leadership can be a major contributor to corporate catastrophes. When leaders prioritize their own interests over those of their customers and employees, it can have disastrous consequences. Let's take a look at some of the most high-profile corporate failures in recent history. Take Enron, for example. The energy giant filed for bankruptcy in 2001, after it was discovered that they had hidden billions of dollars in debt and inflated their financial statements. The scandal led to widespread job losses and a loss of trust in the financial sector as a whole. Then there's the case of Wells Fargo, who were caught opening millions of unauthorized bank accounts in their customers' names. The scandal led to a hefty fine and a serious damage to their reputation. Or how about Volkswagen, who were found to have installed software in their cars to cheat on emissions tests? The scandal led to a recall of millions of vehicles and a huge financial hit for the company. One of the most striking aspects of these corporate failures is the sheer scale of the devastation they cause. In the case of Enron, thousands of employees lost their jobs, and their life savings were wiped out. In the case of Wells Fargo, customers were left with damaged credit scores and a loss of trust in the banking system. And in the case of Volkswagen, the environment was put at risk, and customers were left feeling betrayed and deceived. It's clear that the consequences of corporate negligence and unethical behavior are far-reaching and devastating. One pivotal moment that stands out is the testimony of Enron's CEO, Jeffrey Skilling, in front of Congress. He refused to answer questions about the company's financial dealings, and instead, invoked his Fifth Amendment rights. It was a moment that encapsulated the arrogance and lack of accountability that had come to define the company's culture. Another moment that stands out is the apology by Wells Fargo's CEO, John Stumpf, in which he acknowledged that the bank had failed its customers and promised to make it right. However, many felt that the apology came too late and didn't go far enough in addressing the harm that had been caused. And finally, the recall of Volkswagen's vehicles was a pivotal moment, as it marked a turning point in the company's efforts to make amends for its wrongdoing. In conclusion, it's clear that corporate catastrophes are often the result of a combination of factors, including a lack of transparency, poor decision-making, and a culture of complacency. It's crucial that we learn from these failures and prioritize ethical practices in business. By doing so, we can build trust with our customers and create a more sustainable and responsible business environment. Thanks for watching. What are your thoughts on corporate ethics? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about corporate accountability, be sure to check out my next video, where I'll be exploring the role of whistleblowers in holding companies to account.